Hello to all my people, and if you're watching live, checking us out on YouTube, or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botch Bots and Chair Shots, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. I am your host, a chef by trade and a market by choice. I am the Will Gray. Joining us tonight, making his Botch Bots and Chair Shots debut. It is just maybe the most popular TikTok creator right now, the Wrestle Talk. It's Michael from Suplex Media. Mike, how are you, brother? Welcome on the show.
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I'm looking for who you're talking about. I don't know if it's me, man. I'm here with the murderer's row of who's who of TikTok folks today, and I'm real excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
You're kind of red hot, bro. You've had a wild year. How's it been? Like, what's new and exciting for you?
Dude, the year's great. The year's been great. I put off TikTok for the longest time, and that was until I really was like, you know what? I spent 2 years planning a YouTube channel, and I said, you know what? I'm going to get into TikTok too, because it seems like both of those have really good followings and really good communities. So last year's first year on TikTok, and I have had a blast meeting all these new people and bringing them, and not only doing shows like this, but bringing them over to my channel and doing our shows as well. It's been amazing. I met some really cool people so far. So I'm a big fan of TikTok and the Wrestle Talk community.
Depending on which side of it, it's pretty great. Got some early arrivals. Justin's here, Tommy's here, Devin, the tribal chief, put the ones up. The executive producer of Rivet City Radio, AJ Hoover, in the house. Al, you have to be here. It's work. Joining me as always, to the left of Michael on the screen, he is co-host of Boyfriend Time and the Wolfpack Podcast. He is co-host of Nerdy News at 420. It's everybody's favorite Ginger Ninja. Jaxpo, how are you?
I'm doing really good on this Taylor Swift Sunday.
This Taylor Swift Sunday. We're going to talk a little bit about it. The Swifties versus the Deadheads. We'll get there. But perched upon her iron throne in the Boss Bitches Corner is the Beyonce to my Hova, the Bonnie to my Clyde. She is the brains behind Rivet City Radio. It's the Boss Bitch Al. Al, what's new and exciting on a Sunday?
Nothing. Just, Sundaying it up.
Sundaying it up. That's the perfect way to say that. Because when you Sunday things up, good, bad, or indifferent. And I start the episode the same way. I have mine picked out. Michael, you're new here, so I'll always say you can cede to one of these guys or go first. But what has you pissed off for greatness in the world of pro wrestling? What has you the most worked up? Good, bad, indifferent? You can go first or go. Somebody will have to go because I will say names.
Now, I'll go ahead because this one has been sticking in my craw this whole week, and it's about this damn press conference, man. This WWE press conference, right? No questions were asked. Look, if you're calling a press conference, I better have a microphone. Better get to ask some questions. But what is coming out of here? There's been this discourse, right, about whether it's a work or it's a shoot. And one of the things that I keep coming back to for the camp that thinks that was a work the entire time, and it's, to me, it's all about what was the purpose of this work. For those who don't follow me on TikTok, your life is better for it. Congratulations. But I used to direct Ohio Valley Wrestling. I was a writer, producer, and director for Ohio Valley Wrestling in my 20s for about 5 years. And one of the things that irks me so much is, if this was a work, what good did it do? You brought out Seth Rollins on stage, made him dress like the Riddler, and then called him a loser 7 times and said his belt was for losers. He's a loser. And I'm not the biggest Seth guy, but Seth has done so much work, and this is what upsets me. And this, I'm gonna condense it down. Seth has done so much work to try to make that title worth something. I understand that is an uphill battle for that man. It's an uphill battle for anybody, but he accomplished it. But then he comes out, and now to me, it's intrinsically linked. I will never think of that title of anything else. Roman Reigns pointing at it and going, "That's the second place title. Why don't you go get in the loser bracket?" Damn. Seth's hard work down the tube. That's what's got me pissed off this week.
Let me ask you a question about it then. From your perspective as somebody who's held the pencil, directed the shots, made those calls. If this wasn't a work the whole time, will we ever know? Will they ever come out and go, look, we had to call an audible, we had to make a change? Or will this forever go down like a Montreal. Was Montreal a work or a shoot? There's always going to be a debate both sides. Will this always be one of those situations, whether this was a work or a shoot?
I think
We never
so.
know.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be nebulous for a long time. Maybe we get a documentary series 5-10 years down the road that talks about it. But I think it's a pivot, right? And I think it actually goes a long way if WWE came out and said, you know what, we thought y'all would be into The Rock Roman, but clearly Cody is the face of the company. Help put Cody over. Says the fans want Cody. That goes a long way right now to repairing relationships. If they would just come out and just say, you know what, we hear you loud and clear. And then I'd also like them to come out and say loud and clear, we promise we're not going to put The Rock in later coming up. We promise. I want to see that promise, because that one is, I am so worried that they're going to, like 2 weeks before, and I guess clip this, Chad, if you're listening, because this is how I would do it if I was booking, because if you really want The Rock, and I think they really want The Rock for Mania, I just think they're going to slap The Rock in 2 weeks before, and they're going to just let you complain about it for 2 weeks, and then they're just still going to have the match.
It's one of those we're probably going to watch no matter what anyways, right?
Right. I think if you give people enough run-up time to complain for something, they'll keep complaining for it. But if you give them like a week and a half, 2 weeks notice, well, okay, there's not much you can do. You're probably going to watch anyways. We built it up enough. But I think the pivot that they're doing right now, I think the stories are going to be good. I have immense faith in the writing staff over there, so I don't think that they're going to run into issues. But I think we are going to get The Rock added, but maybe they'll actually have a storyline for it as opposed to LOL Rocky's added.
True.
Yeah, he's gonna have a match with Triple H.
Triple H cannot wrestle anymore.
You say that.
He's got a pacemaker. I mean, if he goes
So
out,
does Ric Flair.
I think Ric Flair might care less about the days he breathes than the amount Triple H cares about.
I feel like if Triple H was gonna do one more, it would be with The Rock, because he can trust him.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
No, I'm
But-
with you there.
My piss off for greatness is in the same realm. To all these, I hate that fucking term, like mark or whatever, but to all these piece of shit fans that sent death threats to fucking Ava and The Rock, more so Ava,
Yeah.
bro, go outside. What Katie Kinsey said it best. Touch some fucking grass.
Bro, you made a TikTok about it.
I made a whole fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
I got out of my car, went, this is the outside world, grabbed the grass and threw it at the screen.
You to the point that she deleted her Twitter.
Yeah.
You assholes need to fucking apologize. That was just wow.
What?
Wrestling fans are haters. We're a bunch of fucking haters. We hate everything, but we still watch it.
See, y'all know me. I'm not very. Ava Rain had to disactivate her Twitter. Kind of makes the Rock statement on Pat McAfee show look in a whole different light.
What do you say on Pat's show? I missed it.
He went off, told people Cody Crybaby said they wasn't having sex with their wife, wasn't playing with their children because they were on the keyboard.
Yeah.
It was low key kind of funny though.
I know
It
she's
was.
an adult, but she's low key, still kind of a child. But she has nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah.
Y'all just rude. Just rude.
Yeah, there's no reason for that, for anything. It's a television show. If somebody wrote George R.R. Martin a freaking letter saying, hey, I don't like you killed off Jon Snow at the end of that season, you would be like, this person should go to meetings. You need to talk to somebody. This is not okay.
No, I agree.
Yep. Bo, we've wrapped around to you now.
I a little bit pissed off at Tony Khan this week.
Oh?
I'm pissed off.
I didn't see that coming.
No one did. I've been saying it all week too. When I picked up the Harry Potter book, on the cover of this book, Voldemort was not dead. But when I saw the poster or the flyer or the announcement for Big Business, which is a glorified name for a Dynamite. You pretty much gave away your big debut there. Just in my book, you spelled it boss. Like, we know what that means. She's been doing that for years. Like, it's not a secret.
Is that kind of
It's
the
like-
point though? Like they did the same thing with CM Punk. They called it the first dance. And, you know, I think they have a history of, and I kind of like it. I kind of like
I
the,
know the name of it. I was talking about in the background where they put how they
Boston.
spell Boston.
Yeah,
That's what I didn't like about it.
I got you.
The name of it's okay. I mean, name your dynamites whatever you want to name them. They're still going to be dynamite. But don't put, I understand, like, and I credit a lot to Bray Wyatt for this. I understand the Easter eggs and stuff.
Mhm.
But at the same time, don't Easter egg a sign like Sasha Banks. Like, don't Easter egg that. Just let her show up and let me be surprised.
Sure.
I want to be happy.
Well, do you think you're going to get any other debuts at Big Business?
I refuse to believe Sean Ross Sapp, and I refuse to believe that Okada's not going to WWE because those NXT vignettes are about him. I am convinced.
I've heard
you,
both
Sean.
ways. I've been told that it looks like it's going towards WWE with a short stop in NXT, but I've also, you know, Sean Ross Sapp posted that it's pretty much all but done, that he's heading to, you know, Jacksonville. So it's, you know, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. And this is one of those situations where the dirt sheet writers are finding themselves in a pickle, because if he goes to one way or the other, the guys that put all their eggs in the AEW basket or the WWE basket have that wrath of the eternal IWC coming at them for being full of shit, which seems to be the hot to come out. I've noticed a lot of it on TikTok recently, especially about the pitchforks coming for the dirt sheets.
What I thought about the dirt sheet is when your capital that you sell to people, like your product is the truth. You are made or break. You're made or you are broken off of your scoops. And somebody like Sean Ross Sapp, I think about him, he does this full time, right? A lot of guys do. But thinking of Sean Ross Sapp specifically, he's got to pay. I mean, his mortgage is probably paid for by wrestling journalism. Would you go out if you knew that this could hurt you financially speaking and say something about Okada being signed if it wasn't a done deal? Because if it is not a done deal and you put that, like you said, everyone's going to hold that flag up and be like, you're a liar. You have no idea what you're talking about. Why the hell would I give you $5 a month to lie to me? So, I mean, when they post something that's this specific, especially someone like Sean Ross Sapp, and maybe it's biased, he's a Kentucky boy just like myself, but when you post something like that, if you're wrong about it, like you said, the internet does not forget these things.
Definitely not.
My turn.
Your turn.
Mine's super easy, has nothing to do with wrestling. My pissed off for greatness. I'm going to assume this is Dustin, because I can tell by the tone. The reporting on CM Punk damaged their reputation, and then Sean Ross Sapp is a hack, just like the Dave Meltzer. So I'm going to go on a whim and say this is Dustin. Dustin, thanks for stopping by tonight, bud. It's good to see you. Mine has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. It has to do with Fortnite. Because my nerdisms, go further. I do touch grass on occasion. I smoke some grass every day. I play Fortnite, and I noticed that they added the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back into the game. They have entire mythic weapons now for each turtle. Leonardo's swords, Raphael's sai, Michelangelo's nunchucks, Donatello's bow, and they all come with special abilities and stuff. So I am eternally hyped right now because I played before we went on the air, and at some point tonight after the Swifty Bowl, I will be back on to play more Fortnite. So that's my pissed off for greatness. I'm not really upset. Today's a good day for me. Pretty much no matter what anybody said or does, I'm going to have a good day on February 11th. So Devin says, yep, it's fun. See, I saw Devin. He was streaming the other night. Moving along. we said Ryback next.
Yeah, and since News and Rumors was like the whole
Yeah, let's do Ryback. I'm excited for this. Anytime we have a first time guest, I'm really excited for this part. Y'all
And
ready?
can I tell
Yeah.
you, like, I am a closeted Ryback sexual. Like, I used to listen to this man's podcast, like Ryback. And if you're listening, and we know you are, it wasn't ironically, but I do have a Ryback story. I believe he served me barbecue at a barbecue restaurant here in Louisville. I think it was a place called Smoky Bones when he used to live here. So shout out Ryback.
That's the
All right.
best Ryback story ever.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is the perfect time. We will share Ryback stories because, Michael, I also have a Ryback story. You want your intro, Al?